Sup guys, I just wanted to talk a bit about how I feel so violated by the education systems, in particular, university, and how I want a full refund on my degree. But not a refund on the financial cost of my degree. No, I want my 4 years back. I want my sanity back, my happiness. I want to have color in my hair again and no dark circles around my eyes. Jokes aside, guys, I often find myself asking, what did I even gain from my university degree? For context, I studied electrical engineering, completed my degree, and by the way, I didn't even pay for my degree. I did the degree as part of an apprenticeship, which I also completed. So although I wasn't financially ruined by it, I still feel robbed. I still can't figure out what part of my day-to-day work has benefited from the degree I did. It was such a vague syllabus. And this is the exact problem. I feel like most degree syllabuses are getting so ridiculously big that the learners don't retain anything they learned. It's no longer about educating, and more so about ticking off boxes, teaching you just enough for them to say, "Yep, we've covered that." On the flip side, the apprenticeship I did was great since it contained many critical criterias that made sense regardless of what sector of engineering you're in. But the degree? I can't say the same. That was just 4 years of stress and headache, 4 years of faff, 4 years I'll never get back. My time would have been much better spent just doing off-job training or job shadowing with some of my mentors at work. It would have been way more enjoyable too. My team is awesome. I love learning from my mentors. It's really hard to replicate a real engineering environment in a classroom. Real-world engineering isn't sitting alone and studying for hours, or trying to understand and memorize bloody 3-page-long formulas that have more letters and funny symbols in them than numbers. It's way more collaborative, and more so about finding solutions to problems whilst working with other people. Rarely do I find myself working alone. And here's the thing. This isn't just the case with engineering. I have friends who are in the accounting and finance world, and they have the exact same issue. So it seems to be a huge fault in the education system. And here's the surprising part. On paper, the UK has some of the best education in the world. But to me, it seems more like they've just ticked off more boxes due to cramming so much nonsense into one syllabus. Doing just enough to be able to say they've taught students a certain skill, when in fact the student hasn't actually adopted the skill or knowledge in any applicable way. And now we have a bunch of people in the country with degree certificates, but a lack of real-world skill. This explains why we have so many degree holders working regular jobs an uneducated teen could do, like stacking shelves at your local supermarket. Degrees no longer hold the value they once did, and the stuff taught in degrees now feels so rushed, to the point none of it actually sticks. It's a sucky situation, but I think the key lesson here is not to glorify a degree. What really bothers me is the fact I know so many people personally who studied their ass off, got that degree, and now are jobless. Some are even in deep debt to the university and don't have that high-paying job like they were promised. It's really sad and has affected a lot of people's mental health too. From what I've seen, a lot of these big corporations would rather just hire someone abroad from countries like India. They'll have the same degree you have or an equivalent, maybe even better practical training since training is cheaper in those countries. So yeah, it makes sense from a business perspective. Look, if you get anything from this video, just don't force yourself into studying a degree you're not 100% interested in. Far too many people study some generic-ass degree like business studies or law when they're in that unsure phase. If you do, make sure it's something you're super passionate about. Read the syllabus and make sure it's what you want to get into. And if you're in that weird stage where you kind of know what sector you want to get into, but not fully sure, network. Speak to people ahead of you. Watch some content from those in that sector. You'd be surprised how much you can learn just from watching videos or speaking to people. Anyways, guys, hit the like if you're also frustrated with the modern education system. Also, share your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure some of you can relate in some way. Let me know if you are scratching your head trying to understand how your degree really helped you in your corporate life. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.